It has been a long time since we chatted. In today's video, I am spilling all the tea, answering your questions, including what is the most beautiful port that we've ever gone to, and a little bit of a cautionary tale about the one type of cruise cabin I would not book again. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, I assume if you're watching this video now, there's a good chance that we already know each other just a little bit. But every few months, I do a video like this where I ask you either on YouTube or on Facebook, Instagram, etc., what are some of the questions that you have? Now, a lot of questions that came up this time were things that were, relatively personal, I would say. Also about YouTube, but some personal things. And so what I did is I grouped them together, including some people asking me about some of the things on my desk or table right behind me. So I am going to share that, and I am going to share my next cruise reveal, which I have to say, was relatively last minute. I am going to explain. But before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe if you have not done so already. I would love to have you here within the Lifewell Cruise community. Let's get started. Now, some of the answers to these questions might surprise you, like this one. How do you choose a cruise? By ship, by itinerary, or food? Which is most important to you? So depending on what I want out of the cruise, it could be itinerary, it could be ship. There are a lot of newer ships that we want to go on, see what they're like, do reviews of, and that kind of thing. So definitely the ship is very important. I am a travel lover. Itinerary is very important, but honestly, food ranks so high on my list. If a vacation is not going to have good food, which is one of the reasons I don't really love a lot of all-inclusive resorts, then it's not going to be for me. So food is actually really important, not only to me, but to Frank and my family as well. Okay, now this one's a little bit personal, but I think maybe it could be helpful too. And I get a lot of questions about travel insurance. What do I do? What do I recommend? Now, the one thing that I always say is travel insurance is not only personal, but depending on where you live, depending on your age, depending on a lot of different factors, what you might need for travel insurance is going to differ from what I need. And that's why I don't tend to answer this question. And truthfully, a travel agent is able to provide you that kind of recommendation. But I will tell you what I do. So we have our own insurance here. So we have that travel insurance. But otherwise, what I would do and what our son does is we use Manulife or ManuV at home. And I live in the province of Quebec in Canada. And I'm not saying that's the best one. I'm just saying that's what I personally use. And we have been happy with it. In the United States, I know what a lot of people use and have been happy with is Allianz or Alliance. Again, this is not a recommendation. This is just what a lot of people have shared has been helpful for them. Now, the one thing that I would say is travel insurance through the cruise line, while it is good to have, in my personal opinion only, I do not think that the medical coverage portion is high enough if something really grave were to happen, which honestly, that's why you're taking insurance, is in case something like that happens. So anyway, take that for what it's worth. And honestly, the travel insurance recommendations, please help other people down in the comments. So let other people know what you're doing. What was my first cruise? My first cruise was Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas. That was back in 2004. And I can tell you, we were hooked right away. Literally those few minutes of sail away, we watched as our ship left the port, and I can tell you something physical. I could feel it in my body. It was like all of the problems, the stresses that we had. And you know what? We had 2 young kids at the time, between the school tutoring and the hockey practice and all the different things and, bills to pay and all of that. There were just everyday stresses. And it was probably the only time that I truly felt like I was on vacation. And there's something about even the ship sort of sailing towards where the adventure is. And I've always retained that feeling whenever we go on a cruise. So as a follow-up, how did I get into this and traveling for a living? So what I did is I took our first cruise, absolutely loved it, and I did go to work very part-time for a local travel agency that was looking for some part-time help. I absolutely loved it. And then in 2018, I started a blog called lifewellcruise.com, and it was really out of a passion for it. And truthfully, by that point, my boys were just finished high school, and I had a little bit of time on my hands because I was always somebody who kept busy with, parent meetings and that kind of thing. So that's how it started. And then I grew a little bit of a following, and then I grew a little bit more of a following. And this is now what we do. And of course, that's really making a long story very short. But through the avenues of the YouTube channel, the website, lifewellcruise.com, the social media, the brand partnerships, that is how we earn a living. And there really is nothing I would rather do, but one of the questions that will come up later is what are the pros and cons or the best and worst things about being a cruise YouTuber? And some of the things might surprise you, but I will answer that soon. What is the most beautiful port that we have ever been to? So I have 3 different answers for this one. One of them is Portofino, and this was not actually our main port when we were in Italy, but it was on our excursion. It was absolutely the most beautiful port in Italy, just gorgeous. We sailed in on a boat, but depending on the cruise ship, some do tender there. I would love to go back. Just stunning. The other one in the Caribbean is St. Martin. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And the other one is in North America, Vancouver. In terms of a city, I think that this is probably the most underrated city, or maybe at least one of the most underrated cities. I absolutely love it, and I think it is gorgeous. What is the longest cruise that I could see myself doing? I do not see myself doing a world cruise. I can't say that it's not something that I'd ever want to do in the future, but definitely right now, because we are working. Even if we are working doing cruise videos and working on the cruise website and that kind of thing, I could not see myself doing a world cruise right now and really dedicating the amount of focus to visiting all of the different places. That's right now. Maybe I would like to do that in the future, but right now the longest I could see myself doing is probably just around a month. So what is the worst cabin that I've ever had? So this is not necessarily like a bad cabin, because I think it's always a matter of choice in terms of what type of cabin that you have. I will say I do not like obstructed cabins, and I booked that once years ago knowing it was obstructed. I had an orange lifeboat in front of me, and I did not enjoy it. I have to say orange and green are my 2 least favorite colors, so that had something to do with it. But recently, it's a little bit of a cautionary tale. We've been on a few cruise ships, I think at least 3 of them in the last few years, that have had what I would consider a little bit not disclosed obstructions that maybe to some people wouldn't be obstructions, but basically it's sort of a ledge over the outdoor eating areas. We had this on, I think it was Carnival Venezia. We had this on Star Princess. We've had this on an NCL ship. And so what I've learned from that is that I would rather have a cabin that's on a higher deck. So let's say the eating area is on deck 9. I wouldn't take a cabin on deck 10. I would take a cabin on like deck 12 or higher or so. And it's not that the ledge actually obstructs like the ocean. You still see that, but it does obstruct the view going down. And for me, that view of the water is so important that that is something I will watch out for from now on. So speaking of cruises, if I had to rank, who are my favorite cruise lines to sail with? Now, I do have a video that I share in terms of the 8 major cruise lines, where I rank each one and what are the positives and sort of negatives, which I actually think is the most helpful, because to a certain extent, like, who cares what I actually like best? You want to know what you actually like best. So I do share that in that video. I'll leave that at the end of this one. It is really quite good. And I am going to be remaking one, maybe in another month or 2. But My favorite ones right now, this is just personal, but is Princess Holland America and Celebrity. And by the way, let me know what yours are down in the comments below. Undergarments. This is very personal, but I do get often asked about cruise outfits. That video is going to be coming soon, but what undergarments do I recommend if I'm wearing a strapless dress? I have a strapless bra, a couple of them, that I have bought from Amazon. I find them comfortable. I find them good. And other people, by the way, who have bought them have mentioned in the comments that they recommend it as well. So I will leave that linked down below in the description as well as a pinned comment. I also have some underwear that have like no seams, and they're available in like either a bikini or like more of a full sort of panty, and also shapewear. I do use Shapermint and I find it very good. Now this one is a two-part question, I would say. So how do I balance work and travel, and what are the best and worst parts of being a cruise YouTuber? So I'm going to answer that question within this. So first, the best part about being a cruise YouTuber is the fact that literally I cruise and I love cruising, and I also get to have that as our business, and our family does this together. So that's 100% the best thing about it. The other really good thing is I am a little bit of, I don't know, cruise nerd for lack of a better word. I just really like cruising, and I like to know all of the ins and outs. I find it endlessly fascinating. So the fact that we've been able to go on cruise ships and, you know, have the different tours and stuff, ask questions, get different information. Even when I did a tour in the past of the kitchen and the galley, which we've done a few times, but one time we just had such a great explanation about how they handle the food allergies and stuff, which I do have a video all about, like dining secrets, and I've included that in it. But I absolutely love that. I've loved meeting crew. I really like meeting other people who work in cruise content creation. We have something in common, so that's always something enjoyable. And of course, we get, you know, sometimes invited to see the new ships early on, and I can't say that I mind that either. But on the other side, what are the worst parts of being a cruise YouTuber? I'm working a lot, and that probably is surprising sometimes because we look like we're cruising and we're on vacation a lot, but we do actually work. I'm not complaining, by the way, because oftentimes, even if I catch myself thinking like, any kind of feeling like that, I always remind myself that this is what I am doing for a living, and I really could be working in an office. I used to work as an early childhood educator. I enjoyed that for many years, but honestly, I much prefer this. Also, the other challenging thing is the fact that vacations have now intertwined so that we do have to balance work and travel. And that continues to be something that we work at and something that's a little bit of a challenge. But again, I am deeply grateful that this is what we're able to do, and I do really appreciate you watching. So a lot of you have noticed I do have a new sort of office and studio setup, and I am still planning, by the way. Thank you for many people who gave me different recommendations. There will be some decor on the wall behind me coming up soon. But where did I get the hat and the ship? So this is actually one of the pluses of being a cruise YouTuber. We were invited on MSC World America, and we got the ship that was on our inaugural cruise. So it says MSC World America. I thought that was really quite nice. The captain's hat, we were sailing on MSC on a different cruise, and one of the crew members gave it to us, which was super nice. Now I have one more question, and then I am sharing our next cruise. So this question is, what is your favorite Amazon product ever? And I really had to think about it. Of course, you don't have to like Amazon items. You can maybe find it elsewhere. But this, I thought, this is aloe vera gel. It's by the brand 7 Minerals, and I have only ever seen it on Amazon. It is non-sticky. I've never found one that works as well. I've recommended it. Other people say it's great too. Out of everything that I've ever recommended, I think that this, also hanging toiletry bags and magnet hooks, but that particular product is my favorite. All right, without further ado, our next cruise that is coming up so soon is on Celebrity Apex. Now, I have been on this class of ship before, but I've never been on Apex. So I've been on Beyond and I've been on Ascent, and I do love the Edge class ships. I happen to think then in terms of pure beauty and design, that the Edge class ships are like some of the best around. So I'm really looking forward to getting back on Celebrity. And just to let you know, because I always like to be transparent, so Celebrity invited us on this cruise. I am really looking forward to it. I do not know what this is going to be like, because this is a media trip, and to my knowledge, I don't think I know anybody else that's going to be on it. So I will let you know how it goes. Now, in terms of the itinerary, first we are leaving from Port Canaveral. So I've only left out of Port Canaveral, Florida, 2 times in the past. One time just last summer, and the other time was back in 2008. So I don't have a lot of experience with that port. But the itinerary, I am so looking forward to this. Caribbean, and I got to get out of the snow and the cold. It has been so cold here where I live in Montreal. But our itinerary is we're going to San Juan, Puerto Rico. We're going to St. Kitts. Oh, I cannot wait to go back there. I have been there only once. It is just stunning. And the other port is Puerto Plata in Dominican Republic. So I'm really looking forward to this. But let me know, please, what would you like to know about either Celebrity Apex or even about Celebrity? I know I get a lot of questions about Celebrity. So let me know if you want to know about the food, if you want to know about the experience in general, if you want to know about the infinite verandas, let me know down in the comments below. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I am going to leave any of the links that I talked about down below in the description, and I will leave that video all about the best cruise ships for you right after this. Bye for now, and happy cruising.